Hi, I am Mandar Marathi, and in this video we are going to talk about email marketing. So we will talk about the different objectives of email marketing, what forms a good email marketing strategy, what are the challenges that most businesses face while delivering emails, and we'll also look at some of the email marketing best practices. The first email was sent by Ray Tomlinson, and this was done in the early 1970s on the ARPANET, a precursor to the internet. What Ray felt was that the email systems or the initial emails that he sent were quite insignificant. So he doesn't remember actually what were the emails that he sent over ARPANET. They were test emails, probably. If you look at today, there are 3 billion email users worldwide by 2020, right? But email marketing might not be as easy as it may seem. Whether you are a single person doing email or you are a company of 5,000 people, your email marketing strategy needs to be clearly defined. You need to identify your goals and you need to take specific actions or steps to reach your goals. Make sure that you understand when it comes to email marketing, there is a human on the other side of the email that you send. There is actually a person who's reading those emails. So you need to be as relevant, as contextual as possible for that human to consume the communication or the message you are sending through an email. Let's look at what forms the different components of an email marketing strategy. There are 3 tools for an effective inbound email marketing strategy. Number 1 is segmentation, second is personalization of the email, and third is analysis after sending out the emails. So what is segmentation? Segmentation is essentially sending the right person the right message at the right time. You need to make sure that your email marketing list is segmented into different types of users, whether they are customers, first time buyers, loyal customers, or people who have just subscribed to your newsletter. Each of these people should receive different types of messages at different times. So it's important that whichever software you're using for maintaining your email marketing list allows you to segment your data. Now, segmentation is at the core of inbound marketing. If you know the buyer's journey, which we have spoken about, the buyer moves from the awareness stage to the consideration stage to the decision stage. And you should be aware at which stage your buyer is so that you can send the buyer relevant information that will help them to move from the awareness stage to the consideration stage and finally to the decision stage where they decide to become your customer. Apart from understanding the journey, in today's time, what is relevant is machine learning and data science. By harnessing the power of machine learning, you will be able to understand what content people are consuming and accordingly personalize mass communication. The practice of sending these automated targeted emails to your contacts based on their historical interaction with your company across multiple channels, whether it is social media, whether it is people interacting with your company on your website, whether it is through a chat bot, whichever different channels they are interacting with you, you need to understand these interactions and accordingly send out relevant contextual emails to your audiences. Moreover, you should understand that today's customers don't want to consume a lot of information. They are attention sparse. So you need to make sure that you're analyzing your campaigns well so that you understand what emails you need to be sending out to your customers. Let's look at some of the objectives for which you will send out emails. Number one is to increase visitors to your website. So simply, you would have a call to action in your email. On clicking the email campaign or the emailer, people will visit your website and take specific action on your website. You might also send out emails to increase repeat business. So you must have seen that you receive a lot of emails from Amazon for products that you have purchased. And based on your purchase history, Amazon sends you more emails with relevant products to increase repeat business. Increase new opportunities. So this includes maybe partnering with a third party provider, or with a third party business, and using their email marketing list to send out emails to their customers. In this way, you are putting forward or putting forth your brand to newer prospects or people who might be eventually become your customers. Another objective of email marketing is to increase retention, which means if you have a loyal customer, make sure that that loyal customer doesn't switch. The customer stays back with you. Lot of companies including Swiggy, Skype and others are using email marketing to increase transparency between them as a brand and their customers. So all details related to, let's say, an order that you have put on Swiggy might be sent out to you on an email, or if you're ordering from Domino's, again an email might be sent out to you with all your order details, just to make sure that all the communication is transparent between the business and their customer. You can use email marketing to increase brand engagement, which means you can have your potential customers to subscribe to your newsletter and send them weekly updates about different topics, such as a webinar that you would be hosting, a blog that you have recently published, or an ebook that you have written. To keep on getting your users or people who are connected with you back to your website, you need to increase this brand engagement. You need to be out there by sending frequent communication, and email is one of the easiest way of doing that. Increasing attendance. Now, if you are having an event and you want people to RSVP for that event, then email marketing is one of the great channels to make sure that you can get people to register or attend to your event. Remember, the next time you send out a calendar invite, most of the people click on that calendar invite and attend the events, or say that they are going to attend the event. Email marketing is a great channel for nurturing cold or warm leads. Now, these leads might be at different stages of the business, from awareness to consideration to conversion. And you need to move your potential customers across the different steps of the funnel. So you will use email marketing to send out relevant contextual communication so that your customers are educated, they are informed, and then they read your content or communication and likewise take specific actions that you want them to take. You also send out emails just to maintain that human connect or that human touch. For example, if you have solved a particular issue or a problem, or if you just want to wish someone or your loyal customer a happy birthday or a happy anniversary, then you would definitely want to create automated email marketing campaigns. While sending out emails, it is important that you take care of your email reputation. Let's find out what email reputation is all about. Well, email reputation answers a simple question. Did my email have a present trip? Which means once I sent out that email, did the email actually reach the promotions folder or social folder, updates folder, or did it reach spam? Where did my email reach? And your email reach depends on the reputation of your email. So you need to have a checklist, or any email marketing service provider would drive your email through this checklist. You need to have the right from email ID, you need to have the right to email IDs, There should be appropriate email content with a proper design. You need to look at authentication as one of these steps. Again, all of this is taken care by the email marketing client or the email service provider that you're using. And finally, you need to also take care of building a reputation as a sender. This is the journey that an email goes through. On the left hand side you have the sender, on the right hand side you have the receiver. Let's say you are a business that is selling some products, so you are the sender, and receiver is, let's say, a loyal customer. So while sending out emails, you are going to use specific IP addresses, and you are going to send out emails using an email service provider such as MailChimp, Aweber, SendGrid, PeppyPost. There are thousands of email service providers which are available. You will send out or compose your email using an email service provider. Along with that, you will upload your two emails list, which is your email segmented email lists. You will most probably use HTML templates to create your emails, and then you will hit the send button. Once you hit the send button or you schedule the campaign, the email gets sent out by the email service provider. The email then reaches the receiver's mail agent. This is where the cop shows up, or someone who wants to check the validity of your email comes up at the receiver's end. For validating your email, they look at two things. One is whether your email is authenticated, and second, whether your email has high reputation. We will talk about authentication and reputation in a bit. Let's say your email gets validated at the receiver's end, then it has to pass through the receiver's firewall, and finally it reaches the inbox of your recipient. It might reach the inbox or it might reach the spam folder depending on the receiver's firewall settings or specific marking of spam messages. Looking at authentication and reputation, two essential checks which are done at the receiver or the email client's end. For authentication, the first thing that you need to keep in mind is SPF, or Sender Policy Framework. This is a framework which is used by the mail clients to check whether the domain name of the sender is authenticated or valid. And second is compliance. Now this compliance And second is compliance. Compliance changes from organization to organization. So if you are using a corporate email ID and you're having a corporate email server, then your tech team would have definitely set up a email firewall. So the email firewall will define whether or not specific domains are allowed to send emails to inboxes at a company. Before we talk about reputation management when it comes to email marketing, we should also talk a little bit about the CAN-SPAM Act. Now, the CAN-SPAM Act was launched in 2003. It was launched in the United States to make sure that brands and organizations are not abusing the email system. They are not using false or misleading information. They are not using deceptive subject lines. They are telling the recipients where the brands are located. So at the footer of every email, you'll see that there is a business address which is out there. They allow the recipients to actually opt out of email campaigns. So there should be an opt out link which is there at the bottom or at the footer of your campaign. And you should honor these opt-out requests promptly, which means when you click on I don't want to receive this mail, you should be taken to a web page where you're allowed to opt out of any email communication. So this act was created to make sure that people or businesses are not spamming individuals or are not sending out emails without their permission. Now let's look at reputation. So what is reputation? Reputation depends on a parameter known as a reputation score. And reputation score consists of multiple elements including content, the volume or number of emails that you send, the percentage of spam complaints that you receive, the blacklisted history, whether you've been blacklisted by the email service provider or not, and how often or how much do users actually engage with your email. So reputation is not built, it's built, but it's not acquired, which means you need to build your email reputation over a period of time. So the first element of reputation is content, which means the actual copy and the content that goes inside an email. You should make sure that you are not looking like a spammer. Make sure that you are using words which are not filtered out by email service provider. You make sure that you don't put in links inside your emails. You are limiting yourselves to using images of specific sizes, and you don't insert JavaScript or specific code within your email marketing campaigns. In terms of words, there are different words that are associated with spam. Words such as free, discount, offer, click to download, shop deal, etc. If you are using these words in your email content, then there is a high chance that your email would be marked as spam. These are some of the words that you should be avoiding while you're composing an email message. Second, don't make sure or don't put suspicious links in your emails. So if you are including links to pages that might have malware or a virus, your domain name is going to be blacklisted, which means you will no longer be able to send out emails using your domain name. So this is a serious issue. If you are a well-established brand and you are including suspicious links in your email content, then your entire domain gets blacklisted, which means you cannot communicate over email with your customers. When it comes to usage of image, it is highly recommended that you create email campaigns that are in HTML as opposed to having single image emailers, which means you put in everything including the text, email, the image, everything on a single image and send that out. If you are using images in your email, that make sure that the size of the images is less than 120 KB. Next, do not include malicious code. So like links, you should also not include code that captures information from the users. So this code might be in the form of JavaScript. You can simply check the source code of any email and see whether that email is capturing any information from your browser or from your email client. If you are using code, JavaScript code specifically to capture information via email, then your email domain is going to be blacklisted. Next, when it comes to managing reputation, is the volume or the number of emails you send. Your IP address can be classified as either warm or cold. Cold means that you have not been sending out a lot of emails through your IP address, whereas warm means you have started sending out or you are consistently sending out emails through your IP address. So just to draw a comparison, a cold IP is basically a young guy who wants to play a 50-over match but he's not yet ready, whereas a warm email is someone who's playing, warm email IP is someone who is already playing test cricket, right? So you need to send out emails in bulk and consistently over a period of time so that your IP will progressively move from a cold IP to a warm IP. Again, to recap, the IP address is usually allocated by an email service provider to a specific domain or a business. So you get a specific IP address, and it takes time for the IP address to move from cold to a warm IP address. Third, when it comes to maintaining a high reputation score, is to reduce the number of complaints or the percentage of people who mark your email as spam. So as you would have seen in Gmail, you can simply click on an email and say that this email is spam. If you are spamming a specific domain, then that spam ratio is going to affect the sender, and the sender will not be able to send out emails using that specific email service provider. So what's a healthy spam ratio to maintain? Anything less than 0.1%, right? So which means 1 out of 1,000 emails can or may be marked as spam, or 3 out of 1,000 emails that you send can be marked as spam. Anything above 3 mails being marked as spam, there is a high chance that you might be, or you as a sender might be blacklisted with your email service provider, right? So being blacklisted is not a good thing to happen, right? So if you have receiving a lot of spam complaints, your IP address gets blacklisted and you are no longer allowed to send out emails. There are huge lawsuits. LinkedIn had to pay $13 million in spam settlement, and Plenty of Fish, which is a dating website, again had to pay $48,000 in trying to get their IP address whitelisted. So what is whitelisting? Whitelisting is making sure that if you have been blacklisted, or if you have been penalized by an email service provider or an email authority, you would want to start or resume sending out emails from the same domain, then you need to get your IP address whitelisted. So you need to comply with specific norms, fill or file the penalty, and get your IP address whitelisted so that you can resume sending out emails. Number 5, when it comes to reputation management for email marketing, is the engagement that you receive on emails, which means how many people clicked and opened the email, how many people clicked on a link inside the email, how many people clicked on the reply to option, how many people added the sender's email to their address book, how many people moved the email from the spam folder to the inbox, suggesting that this is a good email that you have received. So if the users are taking these actions within their email clients, all this information gets sent back to the email service provider where your reputation score is calculated and maintained. So make sure that you are creating high engagement email marketing campaigns to maintain a sufficient reputation score. Let's look at some of the best practices for maintaining good reputation scores. So let me ask you a question. Why do you actually go ahead and open emails? Well, the reason that you go ahead and open emails is that you have been getting a good first impression. You know the sender who's associated with the company, or the subject line is communicating some value and providing some context. The percentage of people who open emails divided by the percentage of the number of emails that are sent out is known as the open rate, right? Again, these are some sample emails where you might be knowing the sender, and the headline also contains valuable information. So this is from Domino's, where the headline reads, "Order placed, and this email contains important information about your order." So you are most likely to open this email, and therefore your reputation score would go up. Free charge, again it says free coupons from free charge for your order number, right? So if you want to avail these coupons, you are going to go ahead and open up the emails. or search engine land, which is a website, let's say, which you have subscribed to. So again, there is a high chance that you will open up this email because this email has an emoji of a, a search icon, and that will kind of tempt you to open the email campaign. This is from HubSpot, an marketing automation platform company or software provider. And again, this headline reads the complete guide to global social media marketing. Since I went to their landing page and I filled in my information and I wanted to get this guide, so I will definitely go ahead and open this guide. Again, to make the human connect, they have used a real person's name as their sender name, as opposed to just putting their company name out there. Second tip when it comes to best practices for email marketing is the content of your email. So make sure that you're putting in tips, facts, discounts, testimonials inside your email content. Make sure that the copy has a personable voice. Your design or layout is clean. It's easy to read. If you're having a lot of content, then use bullet points to summarize. Respect and protect privacy. So don't ask for any information through your email campaigns. If you want to collect information, take people to a page on your website where you can go ahead and collect that information. People clicking or engaging with content of your email is determined, or you can know that by understanding click-through rate, which is percentage or the number of clicks that users perform divided by the number of emails that people actually open up. These are again some campaigns or content within some emailers that you might end up interacting or having a high engagement rate. This one is from Neil Patel and I have subscribed to his website. You can see that the language used by Neil is very conversational, and that kind of draws you into reading the email right till the end, where you actually would want to click on the link, start thinking of it this way, right? So this is a good email marketing campaign. Doesn't use any images, is not gimmicky, is very conversational in nature, right up to the point, and very friendly. That kind of will definitely have high click-through rates. So the performance of your email marketing campaigns actually depends on how many people are opening your emails and how many people are actually clicking through to your emails to take specific actions that you want them to take. To make sure that you're generating engaging email campaigns, you need to use reputed email service providers. So like I said, there are thousands of email service providers available in the market, and some of the well-known names include iContact, Constant Contact, MailChimp. I use a lot of MailChimp in my email marketing communications or with my clients, right? Again, these email service providers will allow you to manage your lists, create multiple lists, and add people, manage subscribers to these lists based on different rules that you could go ahead and create. These email service providers also allow you to create HTML designs. So they provide pre-designed templates. These designs are responsive on desktop and mobile devices. They usually provide a drag and drop interface where you can easily build email marketing campaigns. They have a lot of inbuilt editing features for editing images or code or CSS when it comes to designing your emails. These email service providers like MailChimp also provide you with analytics or reports to understand the performance of your email marketing campaign. So here you can see how many people have subscribed to the list, what percentage of people actually go ahead and open their emails, and what percentage of people actually click on emails or the content that is delivered within the emails. Thank you so much. I hope you like this video. Stay tuned for more updates on digital marketing.